everyone, how are you doing? It's Ben here from Millenium Drums. Today we are going to take an in-depth look at the Millenium Drums NonaPad, its hardware and the menu. Let's get started. The NonaPad is an electronic percussion pad which has 9 playing surfaces. Each surface can be assigned up to 2 samples, which can be layered and played separately at varying velocities. On the right side of the face of the pad, we have the navigation wheel, plus and minus buttons, up and down arrows, as well as OK and select buttons to navigate through the menu. On the left side of the pad, we have the power on button, the volume control, as well as the click and record select buttons. We also have the kit and setup buttons to navigate through the menu. On the back of the NonaPad, we have 4 available trigger inputs. 2 are for foot pedals and 2 are for other external triggers. That means you could use the NonaPad like a full drum kit with hi-hat and bass drum control. We've got you covered when it comes to connectivity. On the back of the module, you'll find a MIDI input, as well as a MIDI output, a USB-A input, USB-B output, as well as a stereo jack output. We also have an auxiliary in and a stereo headphone out. What more could you need? Let's jump into the kit menu by pressing the kit menu button on the front of the NonaPad. Looking at the screen on the home page, I can see that the home menu is selected, the metronome is set to 100 beats per minute, and the kit selection is modern pop. I can now choose between the 30 preset kits by using the selection wheel or pressing the plus and minus buttons underneath. We have a wide range of kits, including classic acoustic sounds, electronic EDM, drum and bass samples, as well as something a little bit more melodic like marimba or chimes. Next up, we have the layer function. I think this is the coolest part of the NonaPad. Here we have 3 options for layering: switch, fade and mix. I'm going to use the hi-hat pad to demonstrate switch. Our A sample here is a closed hi-hat, whereas our B sample is an open hi-hat. Currently, the layer point is 100. If I was to hit the pad softly, we'd have a closed hi-hat sound. If I was to hit it that bit harder, we'd have an open hi-hat sound. This can be changed so the sample switches at different velocities. For fade and mix, we will use a snare sound and a tambourine sound. Here, our A sound is a snare drum and our B sound is a tambourine. When I select fade and play lightly, the snare sample is heard on its own. As I start to play progressively louder, this fades into the tambourine, like so. When we use mix, the snare sample can be heard on its own. However, if I play at a fuller velocity, both samples are heard at the same time. Next up, we have the loop function. There are 17 pre-recorded loops on the NonaPad, as well as the ability to record your own loops using the recording function. First, make sure you're in the loop menu. When you have decided which pad you would like to attribute your loop to, be sure to give it a hit. Then make sure that the pad is highlighted on the screen and press OK. If you then hit the pad again, the loop will play. We can now change the kit that the loop is playing. We can change the type of loop, the speed, and finally the volume. Next, we go to the FX menu. First, hit the pad that you would like to edit with FX. This will then be displayed in the top left of the screen. First, we have the FX send. This allows you to control the amount of signal that you send to the reverb, the EQ, and the limiter. We have a 3-band EQ, which has high, mid, and low settings. You can also select a different reverb type, such as room, studio, or stage. And finally, we also have a limiter. And finally, in the kit menu, we also have the advanced settings. Here, I can change the tuning like so. I can add muffling. And I can also change the pan. Thank you so much for checking out today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave me a comment below if there's any questions that you feel were unanswered. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so that you see more cool content from Millenium Drums in the future. I've been Ben. See you later.